Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pet Peeves Podcast, episode number 25. Today's guest, we have the very funny Niles Abston. How's it going, Niles?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Not a lot, man. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming. He's at my house. He's never been here before, and he was really early.
I was.
Yeah, man. Unexpected. That was cool. Caught me off guard. We were like trying to...
Yeah, no comic does anything early. So.
No, dude, I did not expect for you to... Like, for real, when people tell me 8, I think, like, maybe next week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. 8
people,
next week.
Yeah, people usually cancel and shit. And especially, I've been doing this podcast for a while now. People cancel so often that I just expect it.
Yeah.
Because you get nothing out of it. Like, you want to come and hang out in my apartment. Like, and especially when you ask somebody, like, a month ahead of time and they agree to it. Especially a comic. Like, you don't know what you're going to be doing in a month and what you're probably not going to want to do.
I have no idea. I told somebody yes to a show and I don't even think I'm going to be in this city.
Yeah, but you have to, right? And you got to see if it fits.
Right.
Like, but that's why you need, like, an agent or a manager or fucking somebody like that. Or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Somebody that's willing to do it.
Yeah, I need one of those.
You can't have a girlfriend manager. I think that's a poor decision.
Yeah, because if it doesn't work out,
I think they just have way too much control over your money and shit.
Too much.
Yeah, and that's like the girlfriend you just met last week type situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Start dating a girl and she's like a financial advisor. What else was I gonna tell you? Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about the what was I saying I was gonna talk about on air? Besides that, we have a pizza in the oven, so at some point we're gonna have to take a break from recording and eat this fucking pizza.
I'm excited.
Yeah, because that's priority number one.
For sure.
But we don't want to annoy the audience. So what else was I going to talk about on air? I mentioned something. We'll swing back around to it. But the real reason why we have Absent on the episode today is because he's recording his first album the February 15th, which is in 9 days or something.
Next Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, 9 days from now, next Saturday. So today's Thursday, February 6th. It's like 8 p.m. So 9 days from now, he's recording his first album. And we just want to hype it up.
For sure.
Make it a big deal. Pet Peeves Podcast listeners, at least, because at some point it'll be streaming, right?
Yeah,
it'll be available online.
Drop it on all platforms: iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, all that. Sometime this summer.
And we just want all the shit that you have a lot of stuff out already.
I do.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff, so we want to give you a chance to plug that shit.
Yeah.
And all your social media stuff, but we do got to remember there's a pet podcast. We got to talk about pets. So you mentioned that you had a pet.
I did.
What did you have?
I had 2 dogs for about a month.
Okay.
And then when we realized that we had 2 puppies and we realized that was too much, we gave one to my aunt and then we kept the male puppy.
Okay.
And so we basically there was this family that had what are they called? Labrador. Yeah, Labradors. Mm-hmm. And they basically had like a litter of puppies, all that kind of thing. And we got 2. It was the brother and the sister, and we named them Bess and Gus. Like
Bess and Gus.
Real country names. Are from Mississippi.
Yeah. Mississippi.
And so that was dope. So we gave Bess to my aunt, and they lived in Texas. We were in Mississippi. We kept Gus. And so we had Gus for about 4 or 5 years until I went to college, and because my family wasn't gonna take care of him, so
he was your dog,
basically, yeah.
And he was a what? Black lab, yellow lab, chocolate lab,
yellow lab,
yeah. Okay.
And so they gave Gus to my granddad, because my granddad has always raised dogs his entire life. He's always done that. He always had labs, German shepherds, all that stuff growing up. And so at this point, his dogs had passed away, so it was kind of dope that we had this new dog, and he was so excited to take him. And then what was crazy, when my aunt saw that we gave Gus to my granddad, she was like, "Why not just give Bess to you too?" So
they could be together.
Exactly. So
reunite the siblings.
They reunited the siblings, and they live in Vegas with my granddad. And they were in California, but now they live in Vegas. And so whenever
he took both the dogs.
Exactly.
That's
he
crazy.
takes just such good care of both of them, and it's always fun.
So it was like destiny.
For sure. For sure. And so they were all. It was the funny thing about the reason my parents got both of them instead of just one is because Bess, even when she was born, I think it was her left, she couldn't really see too well out of her left eye.
Okay.
And so what she would do is, since they couldn't really walk that well yet, she would always snuggle up next to Gus, and he would kind of help her guide her through. And they were always really close as puppies. So they're if we're gonna get one, we just need to get both of them.
So you had separated them.
Right. And so now
even though you knew it wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And so now they lived out. Now they're old now, because let's see, they were born. when I was 14. I'm about to turn 25 next week. So they're like 10, 11.
Yeah.
So, and they live.
That's old for a big dog. Are they big
they're
yellow
huge.
labs?
They're both fat as hell now.
So what are we talking about? 80 pounds, 70 pounds?
Yeah, they're big.
So that's huge.
They're both really big. Like, in fact, like, Bess has like a real bad hip problem.
Oh, that's not good.
Because she's just so big now. And it's so funny to see them because, like, I saw them as, like, little puppies.
Yeah.
And then now they're huge. And, like, my granddad, like, gives them, like, In-N-Out and shit.
Really?
Yeah, like, they love In-N-Out burger.
Well, they've lived that long. You might as well. I mean, they're already old. They're probably going to live forever. You know?
They might.
Man, that's a big dog to live 11, and especially like a popular breed like that. You know, for them to get past 10, it's just like fucking awesome.
No, it's definitely. And then like they kind of like they both have their little health problems. Like I know like Bess can't really see that well, and like the hip and all that kind of stuff. But you know they move around pretty good, but they're both pretty lazy. They lay down. They eat In-N-Out burgers. Like I said, they like to watch TV.
I don't have any problem with people who spoil their pets. I don't like when people neglect their pets. But I also don't like it when people come into say they come into the animal hospital with a hip problem. Yeah. And the dog is obviously overweight. Yeah. And they want us to treat the hip. Yeah. And we're like, no. The problem is your dog is super overweight and it's 10.
Overweight.
It cannot handle that.
So what do you do in that situation? How do animals lose weight? Like
feed them less. Feed them less. Feed them less. It's a very simple formula. You could exercise them more, but if they're already old, they probably have arthritis.
That's
you can make things worse. But you could feed them a higher quality diet that's just like less calories, less fat. Right. You could buy dog food that tastes really good for the dog, and that shit has a bunch of fat in it. That's why it tastes good. Then you buy dog food that doesn't taste so good for your dog, so they eat less of it. Yeah, it has less shitty shit in it.
It doesn't taste good.
Yeah, so they don't just mow down all day. And then what you also shouldn't do is just leave dog food out. You should portion feed your pets. That's like 101 pet care, and nobody does it. Nobody does it because it's harder, but it's way, let's say, like, to prevent problems. Like, first of all, if you just leave food out, do you really know if your dog's eating or not? Right. You don't really know because you don't know how much they eat. But if you portion feed, like, if your dog normally eats this amount at this time, then they don't one day, then you know there's a problem. But most people don't notice their dog hasn't eaten. Like, oh, my dog hasn't eaten in a couple of days. They just know, oh, I haven't filled up the bowl in a couple of days. Wow. You know what I mean? But if the bowl just remained full, you almost, especially you got a busy house. Yeah. You got some kids. You got a life. Mm-hmm. You don't know who's feeding the dog. Right. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you filled up the bowl. Maybe you did. The bowl's full, so I don't have a problem. Right. So, like, that portion feeding really controls that. And then when they're older, their metabolism slows down. They're not used to grazing. You know what I mean? If you teach them how to eat in meals, then when they're older, that's all they know. But when you free feed them all day, then they just graze. And as their metabolism slows down, they can't keep up with it. It's not like they're running around doing work all day. They're laying around all day. Right. And that's what happens with cats. They get all sedentary, and dogs, they just get all fat, and then they have all these health issues. But that's like common knowledge, but I think the hard part is the conversation with the owner. Yeah. Right? What is your dog's problem is that you are the problem. Your dog
right. The dog's not feeding itself.
The dog cannot control what it eats. You do. And then people tell me, oh, I feel sorry for him. I'm like, well, then what am I supposed to say that? Like, how do you feel sorry for him because he's hungry, but he's not hungry. Yeah. He's just spoiled. Yeah. Like, if he didn't eat for 10 days, he'd still be fine. You know what I mean?
It makes sense, though. I mean, look at, like, a lot of people, like, they'll have, like, obese children, but they won't be obese. You know? And it's just like, your kid's not picking, your kid's 8. Like,
he's not making those decisions, or he shouldn't be. Right. Right. And that's the same thing with the dog. Yeah. And I think, you know, once you explain it to people in a way that makes sense to them, that it's going to save you money and save your pet pain, and, you know, like, it's more cost effective. Like that's the language that people understand, right?
Yeah, it's preventative.
Preventative medicine, and it's also gonna keep your pet from suffering because it's not like a person. Because you're gonna feel guilty in the end. Because the person feeds itself to death. That person did it to itself. But if you one day bring to the hospital, your dog has cancer or diabetes or something like that, you know, displaced hips from the obesity. And they're like, what happened to the dog? Oh, it's overweight. Why is it overweight? Because we were feeding it in and out. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're gonna be like, it's like, yeah, it's fun if your dog is fine, but what if your dog isn't? So, you know, and that's the thing. You got people that have had dogs decade after decade of their life, and one dog survives everything. Yeah. So then they think all dogs are
all like dogs can do that. Yeah.
And it's like, no. Some dogs get diabetes. Some dogs get hip dysplasia. Some dogs blow their ACLs and CCLs. Oof. And you're really like, you're gonna spend a lot of money on that pet when really just don't let them do the simple things. Dogs blow out their knees all the time jumping on furniture.
Really?
Jumping off of furniture, jumping up and down at people, begging. You know how dogs do? Like they do a little dance.
Yeah.
And jump up and down on their feet.
Dang, dogs are blowing knees out doing
Blowing
that?
knees out. And doctors make fucking a killing on fixing your dog's knee problem.
Really?
Because the dog limps and then people feel sorry for it. If the dog didn't limp, no one would notice that there's a pain issue. But they see the limp, they know there's an issue. Wow. And then they want to treat it with knee surgery because it's pretty much the only option at one point. But really, if your dog wasn't overweight, that wouldn't happen. So like if we always bring it back that your dog you wouldn't be spending this amount of money right now if you did this. Really, I'm just hoping for your next dog that you'll just do things a little differently or do some more research.
Right. Because
it's out there now. Like there's just information, videos online that you could watch, and it would be like somebody that has no idea how to raise a pet to somebody has some idea in probably 3 hours. Like I could show you a series of videos that like could train your puppy enough that you're probably gonna have a good dog. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the shit that you can make money with. Everybody has a dog, but dogs are like people. They're super unpredictable. Yeah. Right? So like the problem I didn't like with dog behavior training is that you would run into a dog that none of the rules apply to. It doesn't want no food. Yeah. It doesn't want no attention. It doesn't care if you have a steak in your hand. It's not going to listen to you. And those people get really pissed at you. It's like, dude, some dogs are just like, it's like people. They're just fucking out there. Yeah. And I don't want to have nothing to do with that life anymore. I like my job. Right now, I'm a teacher. As a teacher, I really just have to like guide people to find their own path in animal medicine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because they're young. These students I have are like right out of high school. Okay. So they're like 19, 20 out of like shitty LA public schools. Yeah. So some of them, they can't read, they can't write, they can't do math. And I hope they don't listen to this podcast. They probably don't.
They know if they can't.
Yeah, and I feel bad for them, but it's like you really want to help animals. You don't really need to be able to read and write and do all that shit.
You need
like,
to know calculus.
You don't. All right, and I tell them that I'm like, you really don't need that shit. Right. But so I don't want to make you feel bad that you don't know it, but you should feel bad that you can't do that. You don't know that 6 times 4 is the same as 4 times 6. The fact that you're 20 and you don't know that, like a lot of people fucked you over in your life. Yeah. A lot of people said they cared about you and didn't. And that sucks, but now you're 20, go on the internet and fucking do your multiplication tables. Like, don't just accept the fact that you can't do that. Yeah. Because I'll literally look at people like, I don't know how to teach you that. I'm not an elementary school teacher. I don't know how to teach you basic arithmetic. All I know how to do is get super frustrated. Yeah. That's it. When I'm trying to teach you something that's, like, to me, so simple. Wow. That 50% is half. Like, to me, that's so easy. And some people, it blows their mind.
It should be. It should be, at least. Dude, what are kind of the things, I guess, we do learn in school that you need as an animal medicine?
I would say, aside from communication skills, because really you're communicating with a bunch of professionals, right? That's the only way to really help animals, with a team. Okay. But you got to be able to communicate with that team, like, efficiently. I think it's just like human medicine. Like, a lot of it is the dialogue so you can save time. Right. And emergency situations, like, it's all about time. Like, you might only have a few seconds. So I need you to know what I want and you to know, vice versa, with very little delay. Right. Okay. So it's high pressure, but it's not like how would I explain it? Like, we're not trying to perform miracles. Right. We're trying to use science. So we're trying to, what's the most efficient, logical way to go about this? And we have to communicate all that in a short period of time amongst other people who take their jobs really fucking seriously. You know what I mean? We're talking about animal life. Yeah. And people care about animals more than they care about people. Yep. Especially the people who work in animal medicine. So you're really like at like a knife to your throat to not make mistakes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could, I would say, like, what's the opposite of mistake? Like, you could succeed and the animal still not make it. But you did everything you were supposed to do in the right time.
Just like regular medicine.
Just like regular medicine. But what you don't want to do is make a mistake, right? Because then you'll blame yourself. At some point, you're like washed of what other people think about you. It's just like how you feel about yourself afterwards. Yeah. Because every time I made a mistake, it was definitely because I wasn't paying attention to the details. You know what I mean? Like, had I been paying attention to the details the way that I do now. Like, originally, when I first got out of school, say I was doing something important, I might double check it. Okay. Now I quadruple check. I don't just check 3 times, I check 4 times to make sure I did it right. And that's like OCD as fuck, but I refuse to let that hang over my head, like the other mistakes I've made where I know that animal suffered because I didn't take it seriously enough. And, that being a comic, that dichotomy of what's important and what isn't, I think like that helps my comedy a lot because I know that, like, Their attention to detail is important too. Like when you walk into a room, judging what the other comedians are saying,
right?
All that little like if you weren't paying attention, you would miss it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Gotta read the room.
Yeah, and like in comedy, it's a lot of that. It's like if you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, you're missing opportunities
for sure.
And I have, I'm guilty of that. Like I think that's why I have a lot of success through failure. You know what I mean? I think that's like super sanity. Like, oh, you can't be too mad at them because in a teacher position, dude, I get real fucking frustrated.
I'm sure,
dude. Some of these
the easiest job in the world,
dude. And all my students are girls, all of them. I have 46 students, like 23 in the morning, 23 in the night. That's my capacity, 23 seats, and I have 2 guys in the morning and 1 guy in the afternoon, and the rest girls. And all open up the day with complaints. Like, the class doesn't start till 8. I get there at 7:30. They start trickling in, and at 7:32. They're complaining about the heater didn't make the room hot enough, fast enough yet. How come it's not warm in here yet? Like, I just got here.
Bruh.
I turned it on. I pushed the button. You saw me do it.
Yeah.
What do you think I could do about that? Do you think I just want me to breathe harder and make the room warmer? Like, can you give me a minute, please? Like, that's how every day starts.
That's interesting. I've noticed because, like, I was a social work major when I attempted college. And I've noticed that, like, most fields of study where it's helping people or helping animals, it's mostly women.
Like nurturing jobs?
Yeah, like all the people in nursing, I know like one dude that did nursing. And then when I was in social work, I was usually the only guy in my classes. And then the fact that you said, with animal medicine, like, it's mostly women.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's just very interesting to me.
Well, I have to deal with that fact. I think you were there. I told that joke about there's no female school shooters. Yeah. Remember? Because I think about it in my... Yeah. And but I don't know why either. When I was in tech school, it was me and one dude and like 50 girls.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. But day one, they tell you veterinary medicine is 80% women. Wow. I don't know what human medicine is or like nursing field, but I'm sure it's a... I bet human doctors are a lot of men.
Doctors is different because that's the one, I guess, quote unquote, nurturing field that there's so much money.
You can make a lot of money.
There's a lot of money involved, so you'll see a lot of guys in that. But
because they care about money,
but
not
nursing,
people.
Yeah. Because you meet most doctors. Most doctors have a god complex.
Oh yeah, they're fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're assholes. And
that's why I don't like working in hospitals.
I hate going to hospitals. I could go on a whole tangent about that. But
you
like
should.
with nursing,
I get fired and I quit a lot because doctors, like, I have friends that are doctors and those people are cool, but it's the doctors that like think they're better than you.
Yeah.
Just because they're a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, that is not a real thing. That's not real. There's shit you don't know. Yeah. You don't know everything.
I dated a girl whose parents, both of them are doctors, right? So they thought I was a complete loser.
Fucking loser, yeah.
And they thought I was, in fact, they said that shit. And
did they know you were doing comedy and all that shit?
Yeah, they thought
had no
I
respect for
dropped
that.
out of college and started doing comedy. Like, why are you
their worst nightmare?
and so, like, but I remember being like they thought they were just so much better than everybody. And I was like, dog, like, you don't even do you're not even like the jock of the doctors. You don't do the cool shit. You're not pulling hearts out of people. Nigga, you do research. Like, fuck you, bro. You sit behind a computer and write papers. Yeah, exactly. You just went to school for 8 years.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, dude. Fuck you. Like,
and I know I have a doctor friend who listens to this podcast. I'm not talking about you. You're fucking cool.
But you're one of the coolest.
You're fucking cool. I promise you are. But I know I yelled at him a couple of times.
Really?
Like, just, there was times where he would be talking to me and I'd be like, we've been in the same, like, cause me and him are the only dudes.
Yeah.
The only dudes, this man doctor. And it was all women. So me and him would like vent to each other about how hard it is to work in that environment. Yeah. Right. And it's harder for them for sure.
Of course. But anytime you're in a space where you're the other,
you're the minority,
you're the minority, it's going to be a little tough.
Yeah, it's tough because you have to like walk on eggshells. And especially because I hear how they talk about each other and I'm like, I don't want no part of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to get dragged into that. And as soon as you start a conversation, it's going to lead there eventually. So I just stood out of it. But with him, he was cool. But at some point, like, he would talk to me like he didn't know me. You know what I mean? He would talk to me like I was just like a regular person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you've known me all this time. You've heard my stories. You've heard my comedy. I've told you all about my life. So you know that, like, this situation we have right now where you're over me is just because I need a job. Right. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything else. And you are talking to me right now like you have forgotten that I have a personality. Exactly. Yeah. You're talking because he said to me one day, he was like, I don't respect anybody who makes less than 40,000 a year.
Wow.
Knowing at the time that I made 32.
Wow, that is a Republican ass statement.
Yeah, and I was like,
I don't respect anybody.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's
dude,
like majority of America.
And he was, he knows I do comedy, so you always run into those fuckers who think that they can like make a joke that's like irreverent, like it has nothing. It's not fun. There's not the time. That wasn't a joke.
Newsflash:
right?
We don't like being funny all the time.
Yeah, and it was whatever. I didn't get mad at him or nothing, but I knew how he felt. You know what I mean? I knew how he felt about me for real.
Yeah,
because he knows how much money I make. He's my fucking boss. And I never stopped hanging out with him or talking to him or treated him any differently. But when the day came for me to quit the job, I wish I didn't do this, but I like yelled at him. They got mad at me for being late. I was late 22 times in a month.
Oh shit!
But by like 2 or 3 minutes.
That's like
time.
every day.
Yeah, but I was.
You should have just said I was late all month.
I was late every day for a month. But I was the first one there, right? So I would get there at 6:30. The doctors don't come till 8, right? So I would come there at 6:30 and set everything up. So if I get there at 6:32, no one gives a shit, but you have to clock in, right?
Oh, that's
yeah, and no one cared. The doctor didn't give a fuck. Nobody cared, but they had to like have a meeting with me about it, and I had to like sign a form. And I got pissed. I took it real personally. I was like, all the shit that you guys do wrong, all the shit that when something goes wrong, you call me to fix it.
Right.
And you're going to make me sign this paper?
Because I was
like,
a couple minutes late.
I was like, because I'm 2 minutes late. But by the time you get here, I have nobody's ever complained. None of the doctors. It was 5 doctors. None of them had any complaint. But the manager had to bring it up. And because my friend doctor was the medical director, he had to be in the meeting.
Yeah.
So they like tried to make me, like they tried to sun me. I didn't like it. So I stood up and just started like ranting for 45 minutes about how they don't show me any respect. Yeah. That they show me no respect. And the one thing that I liked about this job is that I could be a few minutes late and nobody would hassle me about it. Yeah. And now you guys are telling me I can't even do that?
Can't even do that.
Fuck that. I quit like 2 days later.
Of course.
2 days later, they wanted another meeting with me. I had a locker and shit, right? And I had like a bunch of their stuff. And they were all ready for this meeting. They were all like the 2 doctors and the manager. And I walked in, I put the bag of their shit on the table, and I walked out.
Hell yeah.
They offered me more money. They offered me a management position. They wanted me to stay.
They knew they couldn't do the shit without you.
I was pissed that they offered me all that shit after I told them I want to quit.
Ain't it crazy how people act when they realize you really are about to leave?
Yeah, no, it's fucking insane. And I learned that lesson so many times, and it's a terrible lesson, but you know it. You already know.
Yeah,
you already know as soon as you start.
One thing I've learned in my little short 24 years of life is... People will treat you how you let them do it.
Absolutely.
So if you don't exactly like exemplify that you know your worth, they know it, but they won't treat you like
Hell
it
no.
because you don't demand it. You have to make it known that you.
Yeah,
know
you have to
shit.
like white lady call the manager that
for
shit.
sure. No, you have to.
Yeah, you have to like say no. This is not going any further until I get what I want, or we both go our separate ways. I'm comfortable with both of those things, and that was the point I had with the man doctor that I was cool with that. I'm willing to walk away right now, and you don't believe me. Like, and it's crazy that you don't believe me. You know my life. You know I've done this. Where time and time again, people didn't believe me that I can cut all this bullshit off and start again and be just fine. Yeah. You guys don't think I could do it again? I'll do it again and again and again and again. Yeah. You cannot stop me. But I learned that in Korea. Didn't somebody tell me you went to Japan or something?
China
to teach?
Yeah, I was teaching English out there.
No shit.
Bit. Yep.
How long did that last?
I was there. The first time I did it for a month, and then the first time I did it for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
And then I went back the next year for a month.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like randomly, or is it something like did with
No, it was with school. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was cool. Yeah, it was in Shanghai, China.
How was that?
It was. I learned a lot. It was cool. It was cool for that time in my life.
Okay, you were how old then?
I was 19 and 20.
And you were out there with like a group of people.
Yeah.
Though. You went by yourself.
Yeah, I went there with a group of people from school the first time. And then second time, I had a good like relationship with the people. And so I kind of organized like my own thing. And my family went with me. So
no shit. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, somebody told me about you. And Arthur or somebody. And I was like, that's crazy.
That feels like such like a different life ago.
I bet. Yeah. 17. Weird. And now you're out here doing all this shit.
Yeah.
You've done so much since then.
Yeah.
But China is something big. Most people don't have that opportunity.
It was a definitely like life-changing experience just to like that was my first time leaving the country.
For sure.
And it was in a city with 28 million people.
Hell yeah.
So
giant fucking city.
It was crazy just like seeing how they operate. The food was so dope.
Dude,
like,
the fucking Asian food.
Yeah, it was real Chinese food.
Hell yeah. It's different, isn't it?
Real Chinese food. It was just I don't know, it was cool. And then like I was in Shanghai for the first time I went. I was in Shanghai for most of the time, and then we went to this village, this smaller village, and it's funny that they say it was a smaller village. It was 500,000 people.
Jesus.
It's just still a huge city
like
to me.
City,
being from Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so like in that, so in Shanghai, you can pretty much get around speaking English. Because it's so westernized. It's an
international city.
But the village I went to, like, nobody spoke any English.
Right.
So it was just like we had translators and stuff, and then it was just funny. Like everybody wanted to take a picture with me and
Did
shit.
you like the kids following you around?
Oh, all the time, tugging on my shirt.
They're crazy
asking me if I played basketball.
Black people.
Yeah, I got asked if I was LeBron like 7 times.
I bet. Yeah, dude. Like, they don't see brown people. My students used to call me Obama teacher. Because I was not white or not light skinned. They just don't know what it is.
That's hilarious.
Of course, my black friends, they would tell me how like Korean people, we were in South Korea, that they would like follow them down the street just staring.
Yeah, because I mean, if you only see them on TV or on like the internet or whatever.
It's crazy.
So like black people are kind of like celebrities out there.
It's crazy. You don't even realize. Like even me looking back, it's shocking. But it's so true that Korean people like hardly ever see any other people but Korean people. Yeah. Like the whole country, unless you live in an international district of Seoul.
Living in America, it's a weird thing to fathom. But when going over there, I was like, oh, this is why y'all don't get it. Everybody is like the same. Like same ethnicity here. Same culture.
Everybody's house is like the same. It's like the same food.
You don't have it like, and when Shanghai is a little different. Like there's a little sector where like it's a lot of European people that eat there. So there's like French restaurants and like stuff like that. But besides that, it's just like everybody there is Chinese. And this is how we do what we do. It's not like you come here and it's like there's a little Tokyo right here. There's little black Bangladesh, and then there's the India, black neighborhood, and then there's the barrio, and then there's little Ethiopia, then there's like
we're so fucking fortunate. Yeah, we don't even know it. And the thing is, like every restaurant you could go to every different ethnic restaurant in like LA, and it would all be dope. Yeah, like it would be super fucking good. Go to a Mexican restaurant in Korea. It's garbage. It's fucking garbage. I'll pass on that one. Dude, I
don't even go to a Mexican restaurant in New York. Shit. So
they don't know what they're doing. But, you know, when you're real homesick, you'll eat anything, dude. For sure. When I was in Korea all the time, like we took a 45-minute bus to go to an Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, I ate at Outback Steakhouse in China.
Yeah, they got that shit out there.
Yeah, I had McDonald's so many times.
Yeah.
And I had KFC a few times.
Yeah, I ate a lot of McDonald's. Did they have like the Chinese McDonald's options?
Yeah.
The like fish burgers and shit like that?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just stick with the regular shit. Just give me my chicken nuggets.
No, we used to eat a lot of regular. They had, eventually there was a Taco Bell and there was a Pizza Hut. I used to eat a lot of Pizza Hut and Domino's because it was like the only shit I knew how to order. I ate a Pizza
Hut in a mall in China, but it was still kind of different. Like
it's not the same. But you get used to it. You get used to it when you're out there long enough. The only reason why I stayed out in Korea because of the stand-up comedy. I went out there at the very right time. Out there? Yeah. As soon as I went out there is when it was the end of 2008. So like the housing market crashed and there was like a fucking financial crisis here. So in that 1 year, 2008 to 2009, 20,000 to 40,000, they had like some rough estimate of foreigners went to Asia, South Korea, China, Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore. Like all those Southeast Asian countries were paying way more money than all the kids coming out of schools with degrees were ever going to make. Wow. I got out of school with $80,000 in student loan debt with a bachelor's degree in my field. And I got out of school making $13 an hour with no insurance. I went to Korea. They paid me twice that out the gate, paid for my apartment. Wow. And gave me 2 meals a day. 2 meals a day. I was a teacher, so they would give us breakfast and lunch. What? And then I got a free apartment. I had no vehicle, so I didn't have to like make car payments or gas. And food is dirt cheap out there. Yeah, it is. And alcohol is dirt cheap out there. And I was out there with a bunch of just other people like me, 25-year-olds right out of college, ready to have a good time, money in their pockets.
That's dope.
And then we started doing stand-up because it was all the soldiers are out there. Yeah. There's like a ton of soldiers in South Korea. And then all these English teachers came. So we were just doing shows for soldiers and English teachers. So all my jokes for the whole 5 years I was out there were English teacher jokes.
Wow, you there for 5 years?
5 years, yeah. 2008 to 2014. 2009 to 2014. Like all of 2009. 2010.
So pretty much Obama's first term, you was in Korea.
Yeah, I left for Korea right after he got elected. Yeah, wow. Right after he got elected.
He was like, all right, fuck the black president, I'm leaving.
Yeah, fuck that shit about.
That's what everybody in Mississippi was trying to do.
No, dude, I got out of college ready to get the fuck out.
Where'd you go to school?
In Purdue University in the middle of Indiana. So I'm from Northwest Indiana.
That's where Drew Brees went.
Yeah, exactly. Drew Brees was in the class right before me. My older brother went to Purdue also, and same year as Drew Brees was there. Oh, wow. Like Rose Bowl years, all that shit. My brother was there. Drew Brees shit. I came right after that. So, like, Drew Brees is still, like, our hero.
Of course.
Our Purdue hero.
That's my favorite football player, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Saints.
Hell yeah.
I don't even like the Saints, but because Drew Brees is our quarterback, I like the fucking Saints.
Right.
Wow.
But, did you start stand-up in Korea?
No, I started it at Purdue in Indiana.
Oh, so you were doing it in college, and then, okay.
Yeah, so in 2005, my friend was a president of a fraternity, and they had a talent show.
Okay.
And every day, everybody would come over to our house. I had a house with my friend Jeff, and we would smoke weed and watch Dave Chappelle stand-up video,
like
DVDs over and over and over again, because we didn't have Netflix and shit. It was 2002 or 2003 or whatever.
Yeah.
And we would watch the same DVDs over and over again. We'd just get high, and we'd play pool. We had a pool table, and we'd play beer pong and fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And the Dave Chappelle DVD would always be playing. So my friend came over one day. He's like, hey, we have a talent show. You should do stand-up. You're really funny. And I was like, what? No. But then, like, it started eating at me. And then the date came closer and closer. And then the day it happened, I almost didn't do it. I almost chickened out.
Wow.
Like, I even went to the door, and I had another friend that was on the same talent show. He was going to do this dance. He had this dance he was going to do. And and he and I were both standing at the door, like, about to chicken out. Like, he was like, I don't want to do this shit. And I was like, I don't want to do this shit. It was a packed audience. It was like an auditorium, 400 people. I had never done stand-up before. And I was just, like, terrified. And then I was like, all right, if you do it, I'll do it. And then he did. He went up there and danced his ass off.
Wow.
And killed it. So then I had to. I went up there and I did like 10 minutes, and it went pretty good.
You did 10 minutes?
I did 10 minutes in front of 400 people. And it went pretty good. Like, good enough that I knew I should keep doing this. Yeah, I should keep doing this.
Wow.
Because I was such a fan. Like, I was watching Dave Chappelle, like, religiously, like, incessantly. And then I used to watch BET Comic View.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was my first introduction to comedy. It just was.
It was on TV. It was popular on TV. Comic View was like one of the, like Chris Rock's Bring the Pain was the first special I ever saw. I was a little kid.
Okay.
The HBO just happened to be on, and I was just sitting in there watching it. I didn't know what the fuck he was saying, but I just saw how, like, everybody was just, like, people were, like, falling out their seats.
Sure, yeah.
And they're screaming. All these girls are, like, screaming and shit. I'm like, this dude is not handsome. Why are these women screaming like this?
And his confidence.
It's because he's funny. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
He's killing.
I never decided, but I didn't decide I wanted to be a comedian until I was 20, though.
How?
So it was just like, how
did it happen? Yeah.
I was writing out here. Because I moved here when I was 20. I dropped out of college, moved out here. And
just to write? You didn't even start doing stand-up yet?
Nah, I just want to be a writer.
Crazy.
I wanted to be a writer-director.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
I was writing, and somebody was like, yeah, if you're writing, like, some funny stuff, you should try stand-up. It'll make your writing better. So I was like, oh, okay, if it'll make my writing better, I'll do it. And then I was like, dog, this shit is fun. So I just kept doing it, and now I'm here.
That's crazy. So you've only been doing stand-up like 3 years, 4 years.
Four and a half.
Yeah, when I saw you do stand-up, we got booked at, remember Roger hooked us up in that shitty-ass show?
That shitty-ass show.
But you couldn't, like, it was impossible to have a good set there. And then you had a good set there. And I was like, oh, Niles is, like, special. Like,
thank you, man.
Yeah, dude, I immediately appreciated that I made friends with somebody like Eric and Victor and Caesar that recognized your talent.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that makes me feel a little better. I wasn't completely off with the friends that I made. You know what I mean? Of course,
no, those are dope guys right there.
Yeah, and just by chance, and it's not like a normal group of dudes. You know, it's very scattered.
It's a very eclectic group.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's so different.
That's what I was trying to tell the dude Josh last night. I was like, this is not like what I would call a group of nice guys. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't like just because
we goons. You're not nice.
Yeah, I was like, just because you're nice doesn't mean they like you. So the fact that they do like you is something, you know. And I was like telling him that. And we're talking about Josh again. Shout out to Josh Shakespeare.
That's the little homie.
Yeah, man. He should be on the podcast. He's
Definitely
he probably likes pets.
Yeah.
The other thing that we talk about on the Pet Podcast, I have one segment is, do you think it's right to eat animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's all right?
What the fuck else are we supposed to eat? Vegetables? Nerd. Like, what the fuck?
Fruit. All right, so the spin on the question is, do you think animals are like, what would
if it comes down to it, they gonna eat us?
Okay. All right.
Have you not read those stories? Like, if you die and nobody finds your body in your apartment, your cat's probably gonna eat you.
Yeah, I know what happens. I know it's true. They euthanize those animals. They can't rehome them after that. Once they get a taste of people, can't trust them anymore.
It's over with.
Yeah, so I mean, I eat animals. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying I'm on one side of the fence where I think that we should not have the type of meat processes that we do have.
I agree with that. I mean?
No, like the way that they do, like, agriculture with animals is fucked up.
There's this film that came out on Netflix. 2 years ago by Bong Joon-ho, who's a really popular Korean film director. It's called Okja.
Okay.
And basically,
oh yeah,
have you watched
I've seen it? That movie?
Yeah, it's
with the elephant creature.
Yeah, the little
it's
elephant.
a great movie, dude. I cried
film.
twice.
I cried in that film.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was a really cool symbolism for how the production of meat and all this kind of things is made, and it really takes you in to see like the suffering that these animals go through, and I hate that. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, that's what capitalism has done, is like it's kind of made this overhaul of like meat production and the way they handle animals. I think that's wrong, but I still don't eat chicken.
Yeah. Okay. So I got like, my take on the matter is right now. I know that there's a better way to do it, and or discouraging. Like, I ate fucking fast food earlier today or whatever. I ate a microwave burrito, and that meat probably came from some pig that never left its cage.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that sucks.
It sucks.
So I should like farm my own animals. I should like farm my own vegetables.
Who has the time to do that?
But I can't do that, so I'm gonna keep ordering food from the grocery store. But like, I was talking to my friend who lives in Brussels, and he was telling me how they do it out there, that they do more holistic, where like you do go to like your local butcher.
Yeah.
You don't just go to like Vaughn's. You know what I mean?
We live in America where it's all about production and making money.
But that's fucked up. Because then it's really about like advertising. At the end of the day, it's about like brand recognition. Because if say chickens go off the market, the brand will just switch to something else. Yep. You know what I mean? They're just gonna put their name on something else. And
then it's just like in that movie Okja, when they show the you've seen Okja the whole film. This is what that creature's supposed to look like, and then you see all like the fucked up deformed ones in the cages and shit because they were just breeding really fast and like they weren't fed right. They're just literally like these animals are literally getting made just to be on your plate. Yeah. So there's no care, there's nothing like that. They're just in a cage, so they probably don't grow right, all this kind of stuff. Dude, but that's horrible. That's exactly how it is. I remember when I was first in school, like at vet tech school, and they took me to a chicken farm, and I saw how they did the whole process from like hatching the eggs to the chicklets to the the young ones to the adults to the slaughtering process, and I was like, this is like a horror film. Yeah, those are the ones that are in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. Yeah, that shit is making everybody go crazy. Terrifying. And then I saw the pigs like in these little pens where they can't even like move around. I know. And then I saw the cows, how they season the meat because it tastes the meat after, because it's not fresh. You're not eating fresh meat. No. It tastes so bad that they pack it in salt and pepper and garlic and onion powder. So by the time it gets to you, it doesn't taste like dead animal anymore. Nope. So what I think is if it wasn't for salt and pepper and garlic and barbecue sauce, that we would eat a lot less meat. Yeah. But then we're addicted to those other things that are bad for us, those flavorings that trick you into eating shit. Right. I got all kind of problems with fucking the way we eat. Yeah, it's I mean, there's definitely more ethical ways, but when it's just like with anything, it's like with medicine, it's like certain pharmaceutical things shouldn't cost as much. I was about to bring that up. But it's like they want to make money, so they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And I don't understand, like, I don't really see a solution because I think about it a lot, right? There is no solution. That's literally, and I was telling somebody this the other day. There's the problems we have in society are very simple. Okay, I like that. But the thing is, the way to fix them is literally telling people with money, like, hey, can you just be nicer to us? Can you just care? Can you care? No, we don't fucking care. You're poor. Yeah, and we don't care. It's your fault. And so that's literally that's the problem. That's literally the problem. Like if you look at like they have no incentive to help us. It's called the 1% for a reason. Like they are 1% of the country, and they hold over half the wealth. Yeah, it's insane. In any mathematical equation, it doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't equal out, and it's a matter of time. I think there's got to be like, and honestly, and this is sort of crazy talk, but what a podcast for? There's got to be some kind of like end of the world, fucking evolution, or God's got to come, a reckoning. Yeah. Otherwise, because I was reading this book and I keep talking about it, and the only point of the book is that man is incapable of doing the right thing unless there's an incentive. Yes. Yeah, incapable. And I deep down inside, I know it's true. Like if you don't have a reason for doing it, you're not going to fucking do it. Sex, power, and money runs everything. Hell yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you just want, like, because what you really want is peace. But you need control for peace. Exactly. Otherwise, people could just take your peace away. Religions were created to control people. Yeah. Like, it's like... And I get it. As a teacher, I'm a dictator. You know what I mean? Like, I give them no space to edge me out. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm totally... like, I have them in a position where... They like can't get in. You know what I mean? Like number one, I don't want to get me too'd because they're all girls. Of course. And number two, I'm a control freak. And number three, I don't
have any patience.
Yeah.
I don't have any patience for their like, because they're not paying attention a lot. Like they're like on their phones and shit. You know what I mean? So then they want me to like repeat myself.
Right.
I'm like,
and that's why like the public education system, you'll find very few teachers that are in there really trying hard because there is no incentive. We don't pay our teachers enough.
Yeah.
You're not paying me enough to deal with your horrible child. So
I'm glad I don't teach children.
I'm just gonna give you a packet of paper to fill out for the next 6 years, and then you slip through the cracks. You're 17, 18, and you don't even know how to read.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And it's a really direct correlation. Is we just don't pay those people enough.
No, it's all about money. We were talking about it the other day. He's from Gary, Indiana. You know?
Oh, you're from Gary?
Yeah, Keith is here.
That's where the Jacksons are from.
Keith Evans is episode number 1 of the Pet Peeves Podcast. Yeah, and he's like the number 3rd most listened to episode.
Wow, you're from the birthplace of Tito Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. Keith hosted my special. He was the host, and he killed it. So that's fucking why I keep him around.
I love that.
He hosted a show in Crown Point, Indiana. So that's like the neighboring town from where I'm from. Mm-hmm. So just by chance, my sister worked at this bar. He started putting on comedy shows there.
Okay.
I was in Korea doing comedy, and my sister's like, "Hey, Keith, my brother Albert does comedy. Can you put him on a show?" And Keith was like, "No." She told me that he didn't believe her, that I could be funny. That he didn't have any like. So what? He's doing comedy in Korea. What the fuck is that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he was booking acts from Chicago, like real legit acts.
Yeah, they perform at Zanies.
But he threw me a bone one time. He put me on, and I did okay. I guess he put me on a couple more times. I think it was more that I had a lot of friends in the area. They would come see the shows. It was like bringer style. Yeah. But I mean, it solidified. Bringer show. Whatever. It was like, sometimes I was like, am I really on the show because they think I'm funny, or it's because my sister works here and Keith is my buddy? I don't give a fuck, dude. I wanted the stage time. I don't care. He put me on a stage with Junior Stopka. Do you know who this is?
No.
He's like a Chicago guy that like, he's really fucking good, like really fucking funny guy.
Okay.
So it was like, I was in Korea doing all these shows, and in Korea, we were doing shows with people from all over, right? People from the States and other countries. Anybody who could speak English or even attempt English, we were doing shows.
Did y'all get a lot of tourists at the shows, or was it mostly people from Korea?
No, it was all people like us. It was all expats. All expats.
I bet that was an interesting audience.
Absolutely, dude. You have to really cross lines. Your jokes have to really translate. You know what I mean? And that's why you stick to the shit that's around. You know, I would tell a lot of Korean jokes, a lot of teacher jokes, a lot of military jokes, and they worked though. Like I would kill with a simple like kindergarten teacher joke because most people in the audience are kindergarten teachers.
They can relate, yeah.
They're teachers, and that's the job that makes the most money in Korea.
Wow,
teaching kindergarten. Teaching that 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old age.
Why is that?
Because that's when they can learn English the best at that age range.
Because I know they take education very seriously.
Yeah, if you put a 6-year-old with a fluent English speaker, in 6 months they'll speak English. Like I saw it 1,000 times. Like every kid would come in the room day one. Some of them could speak some English because like their parents could or whatever. Or they watch movies or whatever. But a kid that spoke 0 words of English, I could have a full conversation with them in 6 months for sure.
Wow.
Just by demanding it. You want this? Just say it in English. You want to do this? Say it in English. You want my attention? Say it in English.
Wow.
Repeat after me. You don't want to do it? Okay, I'm going to go play over here with all of them, and you're going to sit there. And that's like the easiest communication. Kids just want. Okay, you want? I want. Wow. You want? I want. Simple. And just be like real firm, like never break.
Yeah. And
it worked across the board. I was a great kindergarten teacher. Great. I was like,
damn, so you were a kindergarten teacher. That's dope.
I was a kindergarten teacher for the whole time. Like I taught middle school for a little while. I fucking hated it. Went back to kindergarten.
Middle school kids are the worst.
They're the fucking worst, dude. As soon as they turn 13 or 14 or whatever, they just are moody. Yeah. They're always in a bad mood. They would tell me no. Open your book to page. No.
I was horrible in middle school.
Fuck you, kid. Mm-hmm. I hated it. I fucking hated it. But I hated teaching adults too, because they were like boring. They were all uptight. You know, like kids you could play, kids you could joke, kids want to laugh, kids want to play, kids you could stop working and just fuck around for an hour and none of them are going to complain. With adults, you got to like be serious,
be professional.
Yeah, and they really want their money's worth.
Right, you know? Right. I'm paying for this class. Everybody knows that like older person that's like back in college. Yeah, and I was like, I'm paying for this class, so I need this. Like they annoy the shit out of the professor. I have students like that right now. I have like most of my students are young, and then I have like some older ones, and they give me the most trouble because they'll be like, teacher, you're late. Oh yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I remember being in class in college. We had this older lady that was in a couple classes. She was 5 minutes early to every class. She stayed behind. She had all her stuff. She was taking notes. She would ask all these questions.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like you're really paying for this.
You're in it. You're in it.
I'm 19. Yeah, I'm trying to go get drugs after this. I don't
care. Most of the students are definitely high. Yeah. You know, they're definitely high. And I have to have... Yeah, I have to like bring it up because it's LA and they're adults, right? So it's like part of our first day, what do you call it? Orientation.
Really?
Yeah, that's like, okay, we understand weed is legal, but so is alcohol. Could I come to school all drunk? No? Well, you can't come all high. Like, and that's like logic they can understand. And I'm like, and what I tell the ones that I could tell are obviously high, I'm like, listen, as long as no one can smell it, no one's going to draw any attention to you. But as soon as you come in here smelling like a blunt, the director could just kick you out. He don't need no evidence. If it's by suspicion, it's in their bylaws.
And that's the thing. I've just smoked way too much weed because I be forgetting like people can smell it.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'll just smoke a bunch and then go in a place and I'll probably be like, dog, I bet I smell like 3 joints. Right now. No, and I don't give a fuck. Like, I tell them that too. Like, especially the ones that are chronic, like, rule breakers. Like, they come in high as fuck, smelling like a blunt. Like, the blunt is still lit in their pocket. And I'll pull them to the side and I'll be like, listen. Like, there's not a percentage high enough to explain to you how much I don't care if you smoke weed. Right. But what I can't have is you smelling my whole room up. Like weed. This is my classroom. Yeah, you can't hotbox the lecture.
And that is not okay because there's people in this room that are gonna complain and it's gonna not fuck me over. It's gonna fuck you over.
You over, yeah. This is my job.
And you think I'm gonna stand up for you?
No.
Hell no. And that's something they throw that in my face from time to time. That I told them that if the director ever asks me who I think it is, I'm gonna fucking point in your face because I warned you.
It was the rule.
Yeah, I fucking warned you. I'm not gonna lose my job for your dumb ass. Like, I have my degree.
And that's one thing I realized or like just came to terms with. Like, if you're gonna break rules, you gotta be ready for
the consequence. Which is fine. It's fun. Play that game. I don't give a shit.
Don't get caught.
Yeah, and I like all my students. I teach at a private school, so my director, he's like, if there's somebody in the classroom that's making you want to not be here or making other students not want to be there, get that cancer out.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with it.
No, I don't even need a reason. I love that. Right. I love it. So I don't fuck around at all. And they all like are well aware that there's students that are not here anymore. And you all know why. We don't have to talk about it.
That's good.
And they it's like a little no, that's the huge benefit. Like, the students that are graduating, because I've already graduated in the 6 months I've been back, I've graduated 16 students. They all finished. They all got jobs. They all come back and tell the other students, listen to this man. He is not just being an asshole. He's preparing you. And that works better than anything. But some of the students, they're young girls, they're still assholes. But even them, eventually, they all either shape up or ship out. It's like the military. Yeah. But they love animals, and so do I. And it's like... That's
the common ground.
Yeah, and I show it. Like, anytime they bring their pets in, like, that's priority number 1. We stop everything, shut it all down. This is what we care about. Yeah. And there are things that they tell me are impossible. My dog will never let you do this. Hold my beer. Watch this. All right? Every time, because they don't understand that I didn't invent veterinary medicine. People that have been doing this for years taught me, and people who are doing it for years taught them. There are ways to make animals cooperate, right? And it's not brute force. It's like talking to them, tone of voice, confidence, quickness, skill, knowledge. Basic knowledge of anatomy will like speed up a simple procedure, because I can tell you, hey, put your hand here, do this. I need you to put pressure here, and not have to explain to you what that means. You know what I mean? And then we can like get through it faster. And I tell them, like, at the end of the day, it's a opportunity to make more money thing.
For sure.
If guy A knows this and guy B doesn't, it doesn't matter all the other things that you think are important. Who likes you, who fucking is prettier, who fucking, you know, any of that bullshit that you think is important goes out the window when guy A never makes mistakes and guy B makes mistakes all the time. Yeah. Doesn't matter who's more likable. Doesn't matter who's smarter. It doesn't matter. And it's like, this is medicine. These are doctors. They fucking care. It's not like working at Burger King. It's not like working at Target.
It's not.
These are doctors, and they are smart when it comes to like who's lazy. Right? That's the number one thing. They can read through your bullshit excuses.
For sure.
Because they had them too, and they got through medical school.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like, if you do care about animals enough, you'll just do it.
You'll just do it, right? Because there's no money in animal medicine. This is the other thing that gets me to, this is how I like lock them in, that nobody makes a lot of money in veterinary medicine. Not even the doctors. A doctor comes out of school in LA making about $120,000 a year, but with like $250,000 student loan debt.
Right.
A human doctor comes out making about $250,000 a year, same amount of student loan debt here in LA.
Wow.
So if you really want to make money, you go into human medicine. If you love animals, you go into veterinary medicine.
Right.
So it's a huge difference in the type of personality. And like you said, it's mostly women who are statistically willing to work for less money.
Right.
And people who work with animals are statistically more willing to volunteer their time, which is free labor.
Yeah.
And people take advantage of it. Hospital owners, doctors take advantage of bleeding hearts. And you would too, right? If someone offered to work for you for free, you would take it.
Right.
And so they'll never pay us a lot. They'll never pay us a lot because there's always somebody willing to do it for cheap or free. Ooh. Always.
Sounds like comedy.
Yeah. It's a lot like comedy. It's thankless. You do it because you want to. You do it because you love it and because you know it will eventually lead to something.
Yeah.
And veterinary medicine, the combination of vet med and comedy has taken my whole life like to nothing but good places. Like
that's good.
Through the journey, there were down times, but
course.
I never thought that it wouldn't end up okay because I knew that I was like working towards something.
And you're also doing what you love.
Yeah, I was working towards like a end that I could live with. You know what I mean? I didn't want to not know. I feared not making a choice. Like, this is what I've chosen. It doesn't always work out, but this is what you said you wanted. You said you wanted to work with animals. You said you wanted to do comedy, and you're doing it.
Exactly.
So unless you completely are full of shit, you got to ask yourself that question, especially when you're on mushrooms. Like, how full of shit are you really? Not that much? Okay, let's continue. Yeah. That's what I love shrooms for. It's like, let's check. This is a little fucking mental check right now.
Yeah, that's real.
And that's the fun part, dude. And I really think working with animals is great, too, because... like, they can't say thank you. You know what I mean? So it's like when you see the end result of the animal's behavior change, like an animal that wasn't, say, affectionate with you and they had no reason to be, and they're typically like an aggressive animal or just like a animal that's not lovey-dovey, and then they are. Like, oh, that's like, I think feels better than money or somebody saying thank you. You know what I mean? Because the animal has no benefit from that genuineness. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans don't do anything unless there's a benefit. Animals do. Animals are just good. Like, your dog is just loyal. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feed it and all that, so it's debatable, but I don't think dogs are like malicious. You know, they don't lie. Right. You know, animals don't lie. I think that's enough for me. Right. You know, humans are they just lie. Oh, that's it. What else do they do?
Lie without even thinking about it.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. I'm lying saying that's all humans do. They don't always lie. Right. I don't always lie. My wife is over there. Is that all you do? Nope. Shit, yeah. So the eating animals thing, I feel like I like to think that one day we probably won't. I think that one day that we probably won't.
I think one day that's probably gonna be the
it's gonna be like the Me Too movement thing. It'll just be like so many people make your life such a nightmare that you're just gonna be like, fuck it, I'll eat some soy or whatever. It'll be like behind closed doors, you'll eat meat, but in public you like sneaking.
It's gonna be like prohibition.
Yeah, it'll be something like that because I think like. It's just too commercialized. It's hard to defend.
I don't know if we'll ever get to one where we just don't eat meat at all, but I definitely think within the next decade to 30 years, the meat consumption will definitely go down.
It's already like
more
veganism
studies
and
coming
shit.
out and things like that. I think it's definitely gonna go down.
Have you tried it? You going vegan or going vegetarian?
I mean, I've had vegan dishes, and like I was even with some vegan friends today. They made me some kale chips, and they're like, "We're gonna convert Niles." I was like, "Nah, I don't know." You live in Mississippi for 18 years, man. That's a hard thing.
Yeah, dude, that's how I feel about growing up Mexican. It's like, what's that? Vegetarian. Right. But that's how it was in Korea, too. In Korea, you could go to a restaurant, a Korean restaurant, and be like, I'm a vegetarian. You could translate. You could speak perfect Korean. Translate it. I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. Please, no meat. And they'll give you a plate of meat. And you'll be like, I said no meat. And they'll be like, oh, this is chicken. It's not meat. It's chicken. Wow. And they're like, no. No meat. Not meat, not chicken, not fish, not pig, not... They just think you're talking about like pork and beef.
Pork and beef, yeah. Those are heavy.
Yeah, that's meat to them. Chicken is like, no, this is not meat. It's white meat. Like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They put like Mexican people put like chicken broth in a lot of stuff. Right. That's how Korean people are. They put fish sauce and chicken broth and
I love Korean
and shrimp shit and everything. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I fucking between Korean food and comedy, I could have stayed in Korea a long ass time because of the food. The food alone.
You're having fun out there.
I had a real good time, but it was just like college. Eventually, all my friends left. Yeah. Eventually, all my friends went back home, and I was out there like trying to make new friends, and then I was like 30. Yeah. And I was like, this is sad.
Yeah. That is not an easy thing to do.
No, and I was doing comedy, so I like had this like false sense of confidence. But it all came crashing down when I like, you like think that you're gonna make progress, but then you start noticing everything's like the same or worse, the same or worse. And it's like, okay, I worked really hard to build this scene and this scene and this scene, and now I've built these scenes and they're established and they're flourishing. But like, now what? Now I've done those shows and there's nothing else. This isn't LA. This isn't New York.
Yeah, where's the upper mobility?
Yeah, there's nothing. Like everything that they're doing, like I helped build, which felt great. But like, I don't know shit. I'm nobody. So for the fact that I did that, let me know like how like flimsy or like not real it was. Like 5 generations from now, that might not be there anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, you started a little comedy scene, but it's little and it's full of expats that are all going to eventually go back home.
Go leave, yeah.
Yeah, a few guys got married and stayed. A few guys stuck around, but everybody that I was doing shows with at that time are all gone now. They're all back in Canada or Ireland or South America or South Africa or wherever they're from. And that was the same thing that happened to me in college. Like I got a 4-year degree in 5.5 years.
Yeah.
So there was a time when I was there with my brother and my cousins and all my friends from high school. And then there was a year where I was by myself feeling like a loser. You know what I mean? And then that's how it was in Korea, where I was like, all right, you should like move on, something else now, some other challenge.
Where'd you go after that?
After Korea? I went back to Chicago. I lived with my sister for like 6 months and I was doing stand-up. But a friend that I was doing comedy with in Korea that lived in Seattle was doing stand-up and was moving to LA to do stand-up.
Okay.
And said, hey, I need a roommate. Do you want to move to LA? I was living in Chicago, living on my sister's couch, and it was cold as fuck. And she was like, do you want to move to LA? And I was like, hell yeah. So I saved up some money and moved to LA. Within 6 months of being back from Korea, I was in LA.
Okay.
So I lived in Chicago for a little while. I spent some time with family and shit, and then moved straight to LA. And then I was in LA and West Hollywood for a while. And then I was in Cerritos. Then I was in Anaheim. Then I was in Long Beach. Whew. And I was in Long Beach the longest time. And that's when I started doing roast battle. Okay. When I lived in Long Beach. And that's, but before that, as soon as I got here, I met Caesar. I met Caesar right away. Caesar took me to the Comedy Store. Caesar took me to the Bally Room where we were doing Show Up, Go Up, the open mic that used to be there.
I remember Show Up, Go Up. That's like when I first like started.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I figured. They said you've been around since like I left.
Basically, like I remember they would always talk about you. And so, like, they were like, yeah, dude, our friend Albert, he was super funny, and he left, blah, blah, blah. So I guess, like, but kind of like when I met everybody, you had, like, just left.
Yeah, which was cool, because then I came back, and it was like, okay, the people that I left are still doing comedy. They're still, like, building. They're still working.
Yeah, they would talk about you, like, all the time.
And then I had on my podcast, I would fly back out here to do Roast Battle. And, as much as I like to shit on Roast Battle, it did, like, make my life here mean more. Like I built bonds with people, like just randomly. Like me and Caesar started going to Roast Battle together, and that's how we became friends. That's like he invited me, and he showed me something that like I never saw before. Yeah, like I had been doing comedy almost 10 years at that time. Okay, but in Chicago and Indiana and South Korea, Thailand, China, and I had never seen anything like the Roast Battle. Right, you know what I mean? And that's when it was brand new. When it was crazy.
When it was brand new, it was crazy.
And it was like something I had never seen. And Caesar, like the way he explained, the way he hyped it up, I didn't believe him that it was going to be that cool, that it would be that crazy, that high energy. And then it superseded his explanation. Yeah. So I was like, I fucking glad I met Caesar. For sure. He turned me on to this world. And then I started doing the open mic there. And then he and I roasted each other, our first battles. But before that, I had thought it was too hard. I was like, I'll never be able to roast battle. I'll never be able to pull that off. Wow. I'll never be able to have that kind of confidence. I was really like, oh man, I'm not ready. But then like over time you do enough shows and you see all these other guys that are just as not ready. You know what I mean? Just as not ready, if not more unready. Right. And it's like, well shit, at least I have more perspective. I have a better worldview. I've seen more, done more, and usually have a lot more stage time than a lot of these guys. So then I started doing the roast battle and then kept winning, which I never would have predicted. And then because of that, I met all these people that I would have never met. People that would ghost me started like giving me attention. And that's all I ever needed was like the recognition just for myself. Yeah, like I was saying before, when I went to Korea, I went out there like on a whim. And then I was successful. I made friends, girlfriends, great job, nice apartment, money, started doing comedy. I was headlining, I was touring. Damn. And I like went out there with nothing. I never spoke Korean. I didn't have any Korean friends. I never had Korean food. Right. I had no idea. I thought Korea was like Japan. What do we got?
Oh shit. Fuck.
Hey, Keith is presenting. Can you bring us a beer?
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith. Cheers.
Cheers.
Give me a tip.
Fuck yeah. Tip of my dick.
Woo! I
No wonder you won all those roast battles.
don't think I'll take a shot of vodka since college.
I hate vodka, but I did need something. I appreciate
I drank
it.
too much vodka in high school.
I drink a lot of vodka in college, man. I get sick as fuck. I can't drink vodka because it makes me remember the vomit days.
Yeah.
But that wasn't bad vodka. What kind was it?
That was Costco vodka.
Okay.
Is there a Costco out here?
Shout out to
Yeah,
Costco.
man. It was
Okay, I was like, is there
a busy
Costco?
ass Costco. Yeah, man. I think those challenges, like living out in Korea and finding a, because the way I grew up, like weirdly, in my opinion, because I had cousins that were badass wrestlers. And I was a wrestler, but my cousins
Really?
were like state champion, national champion, like ranked number 1 in the fucking country wrestlers. So I would hang out with my cousins and all our wrestler friends.
Okay.
And big groups of wrestlers. So I had this like false sense of confidence and like that I relied on them for an identity.
Yeah.
I was known as one of the Escobedos because my cousins all had the same last name and they were all Escobedos. Oh, you're an Escobedo. Yeah, I'm an Escobedo. But I wasn't a good wrestler. Like I was all right. I was like made it to semi-state, which was like, if you don't know anything, that might seem good. But when my cousin never lost a match ever, and my other cousin was 61-0 and 3-time state champion, in my group of wrestlers, my little fucking state semi-state qualifier shit don't mean nothing. You can accidentally get one of those. You know, you get a good round, get a fish, or somebody just gets disqualified or whatever. So like I grew up with feeling like way cooler than I actually was. And then I had an older sister, my sister Angela, that he knew was real popular, like super popular. So I had all these friends that I didn't earn. You know, they all either wanted to fuck my sister or they were my sister's friends. So they were always over. But my sister was friends with all the coolest people. Okay. So I had them around me. You know what I mean? So I got like that advantage when I went to like high school that I had popular friends already. So then I grew up like popular, but I didn't earn it. Like it had nothing to do with me. It was because of my sister and my cousins. And then I was like in college having an identity crisis. I was like, I don't even know who I am without these people. Like I don't know who I am. So I was like, I got to get out of here. Like I got to get out of here and see what I'm capable of by myself.
For sure.
So when we went to Korea and it all worked out, I was like, oh, I wasn't crazy. I did some of that. Some of that was me. I can like function like alone, independently, and not high level. I was like getting drunk and I fucking crashed on a skateboard and fucked up my shoulder and shit like that. I was like drunk in the streets and fighting and shit. We got in a bunch of street fights, stupid shit. So it wasn't that, but it was like that. I stayed alive. I made money. Yeah. I didn't, just burn all my bridges, and I did a lot of stand up. So it was like, okay, I could pull that off. Went to Chicago. That went pretty well, but it was like no money in it, Like in Chicago comedy, it's like a very low ceiling. Where are you going to go? Once you're the best around, right? Then what?
Because I have a friend right now who's doing comedy in Chicago. He runs a show at the Laugh Factory. He's doing really well. And
Who's that?
Do you know Nick Ogle?
Doesn't sound familiar, no.
Yeah, he's on. I think he's been doing about as long as I have. Actually, we're about the same age. We got the same manager, and he was just saying how eventually he's probably gonna have to move because it's like there's kind of a ceiling you hit in Chicago. Like Lil Rels talked about that. He's hilarious, but he had to come to LA.
Yeah, you're on that Sad Ass Black Folks with a black comedian from Chicago. What's the
Joel Boyd?
Joel Boyd. I used to do mics with him back in the day.
Yeah,
dude.
we're repped at the same company.
No shit.
Yeah,
dude, he's fucking cool as hell.
Joel is one of the coolest, probably most genuine people up.
Hell yeah, dude. I met him at open mic because he offered me some of his fries one day.
Wow,
like just out of the blue.
That sounds like Joel.
I was just sitting next to him. We were like waiting for our turn. He's like, "You want some of these?" We were just sitting next to each other. Yeah. Then we started bullshit, and then I saw him in LA. Then I saw him like in a McDonald's commercial, and then I seen him with you.
Yeah.
You know who his boy is, right?
Josh Johnson.
Mike Robinson. Mike Robinson. He hosted my album recording.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh, that really funny dude.
Yeah.
That real skinny black dude, right?
Yeah. He's from Africa originally.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. What was his name? Mike what?
Mike Robinson.
Mike Robinson. And he was at that the Better Comedy Show. Remember that one time?
Yep.
Funny as fuck. Dude, there's so many funny comics in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's just like here. There's
everybody
so fucking
because like we were me and some other like black comedians were talking about like who were like where the funniest people usually come from. I'd probably say the Midwest because Chicago is like brings so many funny like black comics out to LA and New York and stuff like that. So
yeah, when I met Arthur, he sounds like a Chicago comic.
Yeah,
like, that's how I like
sure.
pictured him.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you're from Pacoima, you're from California,
right?
Like you don't seem like a California dude.
Yeah, that's funny. Like a lot of the comics that be like from here don't be that funny. So it's just like funny like how like funny Arthur and Roger are. And stuff,
it's like it's not normal.
No.
It's like, oh, okay, it can happen.
Yeah.
You can be from here and be funny. Like Damar, you know Damar?
Damar Randy, that's my big bro, man.
Dude, I love Damar. Oh, check it out.
Yeah, you got your comics in college.
I didn't even fucking realize.
Yeah,
it, dude.
Damar Randy's like my big bro. I always talk to Damar, man.
Yeah, man, hanging out with people like that when I first got here, it was like, okay, there is rhyme and reason. There's some pattern, like, but it doesn't equate to money all the time.
No.
But it does, like, people recognize who is better than others.
Yeah.
Spoken or unspoken doesn't matter, but you'll meet a guy and you'll be like, oh, he's better than all of us. He just has like some off nights.
Yeah.
But he's better than us. And we have to like help him.
That's the thing, like when you do comedy, like people know.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not one of those things because like comedians, as a comedian, you can't really brag.
No.
But it's like,
Yeah,
the way people come up to you after a show or come after you at the mic or you have a good set at the mic and people are trying to book you and that kind of thing. It's like, it's there's just some people like there's a lot because I'll be real. There's a lot of people out here that don't need to be doing this shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of just space in the line.
There's
taking up space in the line.
There's a lot of people just taking up space on the list.
Yeah, man, I decided to take up less space. I do a lot more podcasting than open micing because I go to an open mic and I don't even like feel like it's doing the same thing for me as it could for somebody else.
Yeah.
Just because I've been doing this so long, I really gotta have like. I'm
selective with the open mics I go to.
Yeah, and I try, man. If it wasn't that I have an ego, I wouldn't be. It's just that I feel like I am taking up people's time. Like I'm only there really because I need something to do that involves comedy and me getting these jokes out. But in reality, like I got a show on Saturday, and I'll probably do just as well on that show if I do an open mic tomorrow or not. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So if I do the open mic tomorrow that I don't even really want to do, it's like I'm just spending money. Like that's the way I look at it. Yeah. And for the hang, and I don't mind any of that, but I really need to like be honest with myself.
Right.
Like, do I really want to hang out tonight? Not do I want to do comedy?
Do I really need to go do this 5 minutes?
Do I really need to? But like, I always get reminded. Like I went to Eric's house that time to write for the roast battle with him and Lila.
Yeah.
And I had such a good time writing with him. We laughed our fucking asses off.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half writing roast
I tell
jokes.
people that all the time. It's like, I think open mics I think are really good for like your first 2 to 3 years.
Sure.
But because you need to build that timing, get your rhythm, figure out what your voice is.
See what other people are doing.
All that. Yeah, and see what other people are doing and see what's working.
Right.
And it's also how you get booked for shows.
Right.
But I think also while you're in that time, you need to find your community. You need to find other comics you vibe with who are also funny, who are going to push you. Because then, like you said, so I can go sit down with you in your apartment and we write this, we write that. That's always going to be more beneficial than
more productive.
Because it's like like-minded people that are also funny and you're making each other better.
Yeah.
You know? And so
I also, I don't want this podcast to go on too long, but I think like, I don't want to rush it. Like I've been back this 7 months now and I went to go write with Eric and them and it was the first time I'm going to write with them who I've gone to write with other people that I'm less friends with. Do you know what I mean? Like my real friends I've written with less than people I'm not so good of friends with, but that I have a more professional writing relationship with. Yeah. Because right now I really need to like focus on my home life. Like my wife, we just moved here. We're newlyweds. My job is new. All that shit is new. And the first time I came to LA, I made a lot of mistakes that I don't want to make again. And a lot of it was feeling like I got to do things a certain way, but in reality, like you don't have to.
There's no
like,
rules. There's really no rules to this shit.
Well, the one rule I say is like you gotta like keep doing something. You gotta do something.
You gotta find something to be consistent with it.
Something, anything.
And so like, cause like, dude, there's so many people out here making money doing this shit and getting on and getting booked, and they're not even that good.
Right.
And it's just like it's all about who sees you. It's all about who likes you. Yeah. And that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
man, I'm 100% believer in that. You're gonna find the people that like you if you're good.
You just gotta keep with it.
You gotta keep with it. Don't give up. Be like you were saying before, like releasing scripts, like being creative in your display of your work, your showcasing of your work.
Find a way. Find your own lane. Find a way to Find a way to separate yourself.
Yes, and you got to do all the regular shit too. The Instagram, the Twitter, the fucking you have to. I had a friend, a rapper, and he was like, you need to up your social media shit. And I was like, I don't like doing that. He's like, oh, you mean you don't like being successful?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that hurt.
What you gotta do, man.
That hurt when he said that. He's like, oh, you mean you don't want to try hard enough to make it?
I'm on Twitter all day firing.
Yeah, dude, and you get it, and it comes back for you. That's why I'm doing the podcast. As much as like I love doing the podcast, the original reason why I started doing it is because I knew that at some point I'm gonna need a way to like get my voice out there when I don't feel like going out.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay, I need another option. People listen to it, don't listen to it, doesn't matter. I need to start doing it and see what happens, because one idea leads to another.
Yep.
One idea leads to another. It leads to a conversation, leads to a
and you
fucking
never
opportunity.
know who's gonna find this.
Dude, the one day that guy called me, a comedian I really respect, a dude that like a OG in Chicago who like has his, been through the ringer and had his really good times, really bad times, blah, 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 called me to tell me how much he loved my podcast, one episode. And I was like, man, if that just happens again with the right person, huh?
Was it my
No, I was on with Johnny C. Johnny, my friend Johnny C had his whole episode about how comedy, like he was going to commit suicide, but on his bucket list was try stand up.
Wow.
And then he like bought a gun and got a hotel and all this. And he said before he killed himself, he's going to do stand up one time. And then it went so well that he didn't kill himself.
That poor maid that would have found him. God damn.
How many people do that? How many people?
Housekeeping. Oh shit. What? That's fucked up. Do that at your own crib. What the fuck?
Yeah, do that outside. But when someone tells you a story like that, you're like, really? Like I feel like I'm more of a jump off a building type person. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bullet to the noodle in a hotel.
I'm too scared to do it, so.
I don't think I fuck, dude. It's scary.
I can't do it. I'm too scared.
But I don't mind talking about it. So like on that podcast with him, like it was really nice to have an open conversation about it, and in my opinion, agreeing with him that comedy has saved me from a lot of like mental anguish, because I had a just a way to vent. What do they call that? An outlet.
Yeah.
And for him to tell me that it saved his life, it's like people need to hear that. So for that episode to do well, it's not surprising. I'm just surprised anybody listened to it to share it in the first place. Yeah, because it must have gotten shared. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that just happened randomly.
For sure.
Somebody listened to it who had an audience and shared it.
Said, hey, check this out.
Yeah, same thing with my special. Like, I know Arthur's special is fucking killing it. Like, when my special got to 2,000 views in 2 days, I was amazing. Like, I was so fucking happy. So when I see Arthur's at where it's at, past 11K by now,
12
right?
G's.
12K in 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
and I know how it feels, because I was so happy with 2,000, and I bet he's equally happy, because you don't know any better. It says the best you've ever done.
Yeah.
So if he, if you put out a special and it does 40,000, he's gonna be saying like I'm saying right now, that how happy he was at 11. For
sure.
And it is
for
like
11,000 people to fuck with something that you did.
That's nothing.
How many people can say that?
Dude, not many. I know what I learned in LA too is I've met hilarious comics, capable, smart, driven people. They'll put out a video and a week later it's got 60 views.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ouch, dude, ouch, because you're funny.
Yeah.
You're funny, and I hope you don't give up.
Right.
But then I see something like Arthur, and I'm like, damn, man, like it can be done.
It can be done. It's all about timing. The way you put it out, how you put the product out, you know what I'm saying? I think aesthetic is everything these days.
And I don't know Arthur that well, like just like you, but it's like as soon as I met him, I was like,
that dude might be the funniest person I know.
As soon as I met him, like
that dude has made me so much more funny.
He's so fucking funny and just real and just like fun to be around and good energy and talks and he's got like a dad vibe.
Yeah, he knows. He just knows a lot.
I love that about him. Yeah. He's so fucking, and he never stops. He never stops being exactly how he is. Mm-hmm. And what I hate the most is inconsistency in personality. Yeah. And I know some people have like whatever, bipolar, whatever the fuck, but most of the time it's because they're liars. They're full of shit. And I hate it.
Oh shit! That was hilarious.
Oh my god.
It is what it is.
No comment.
I'm about to put you on Facebook. That's hilarious.
I just can't take it, man, because it's like you just have excuses. You just don't really know what it's like to struggle. That's what it is. Like your reasonings for not doing what you said you were gonna do don't make any sense. Because if you really wanted to do it, none of that shit would have stopped you. Like not even for a second. And I know that because I've let dumb shit stop me. You know what I mean? I'm king of procrastination. Yeah. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. That's like the one thing. Like That's the one thing about being older. Like, I've said that before. I've said all that bullshit before. All the reasons that you think you didn't accomplish your goal. No, you just didn't really want that. You didn't want it.
I said it all. It's amazing what humans can do when they really want something. Like how moms can pick up a car if their kid is under it. You know what I'm saying?
You'll find a way. Even if you can't pick up the car, you'll find a crane or call a fucking truck.
I'll never forget, like, when I was 22, almost 3 years ago, I lived in my car like that entire year. And it was probably the saddest, roughest time of my life, but I wasn't going home.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to make it happen somehow. And if it takes me living in this fucking Toyota Camry for however the fuck long, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think a lot of people are scared to be great.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are scared to be successful because I think as human beings, we doubt ourselves all the time.
Absolutely. We're taught to.
And we're taught, yeah, that's so true. We're taught, because as kids, we're always taught to kind of like dim who you are so other people don't feel inferior and that kind of thing.
So you don't accidentally make people feel bad.
And so, like, a lot of times I think we kind of like shave down our personality, or we're scared to be great. We're scared to be successful. We're scared to like, we're cool with being inadequate.
That imposter syndrome, you
for
hear about
sure.
That?
And I definitely have imposter syndrome being from like the poorest state in the country. Like, there's
super,
people in
like,
Mississippi that
Bible
would love
Belt
to be. They would love to be like where I'm at.
Absolutely.
And so it's just like, but that's part of the thing that drives me is like, there's so many people that would love to have my spot. I need to give them something to like really be proud of. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I see that.
And so I think a lot of people, like, I think that was like a biggest lesson I learned maybe like 2 years ago is like, stop being scared to be great. Like, now I crave it.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps me up at night. Like,
I think
it's all I want to do.
Your huge advantage is that you're young. Huge advantage that you're young, and the other that you're smart. But I think the smart thing is debilitating at times because you always know you could do better.
Yes.
And the real problem is that you haven't put enough time into whatever it is that you want.
Right.
Because as a smart person, and I'm not that smart. I hate sounding like Joe Rogan. I'm not that smart, but I'm smart enough to know that if I really want something, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So I'm a level of intelligence.
If you really do, you will.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things that I could figure out and I just don't. I don't want to do it
because you're smart enough to know it's not worth it too.
I don't want to learn how to edit. I don't give a fuck,
dude. I did because I realized I wasn't that funny.
Whatever, bro.
You're funnier than me, so you don't have to edit. Remember what I wanted to do online was ask anybody on Facebook if they got any pet questions. You want to fill up some dead time talking about your social media handles while I post online if anybody's got any pet questions.
Follow me on Twitter at Niles100. I guarantee you I'll make you laugh. I have people that DM me all the time saying, yo, this tweet was hilarious, but I can't retweet it because I'll get fired. So... hey, follow me and retweet that shit and lose your job like a real friend. All right. I'm on Twitter at Niles100. I'm on Instagram at the Niles Abston Show because I'm a narcissist, and you can follow me there. I have a cartoon called Planet Black. That's Planet BLAK. Follow that on Instagram. We got some clips. You can watch the whole trailer on YouTube. It's basically about this black dude that gets abducted by aliens because his weed strain that he sells is that fire, and their planet is going through an economic struggle, and so they want him to sell his weed across the galaxy because they're broke. So check that out. I wrote this web series for Comedy Central called The Night Pigeon. Please go watch that so they can hire me to do something else. That would be great. Run those views up. Please check that out. And I was also in this web series that we talked about earlier called Sad Ass Black Folk, created by Joel Boyd and Naima Patterson. It's really cool. It is about a group of black people that are dealing with their mental health, and so they end up joining a therapy group, and shit goes wild. There's 8 episodes currently streaming on YouTube. Please go watch that. Please support it. We just got into the Miami Independent Film Festival as a web series finalist, and apparently if we win, we like make it to like this national festival. I don't really know how it works, but go check it out because my black ass is in there acting and I need more money, so please check that out.
Yeah, no shit. He actually Niles has a very entertaining social media. He keeps up with it as a fucking righteous millennial do.
Gen Z, actually. I am not a millennial. I'm too young to be a millennial.
No shit.
I am the oldest you can be.
Gen Z?
Gen Z.
I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah, you are.
That's my daughter is Gen Z.
Really?
Yeah.
Cause she's
Yeah.
young.
She's 12. She'll be 13.
For sure. Yeah.
My stepson's 19, so
Yeah,
he's
he's
Gen
Gen Z.
Z.
1995. I was born in 1995. 1995 is the oldest you can be. That's the cutoff for Generation Z.
Is it crazy that I got a stepson that's almost 20?
Wow. That's crazy.
And he's the one who like schools me on social media. Like what I think is social media is like a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't even
I have
know the
no
possibilities.
fucking clue, dude.
Do you even get on Reddit, bro?
No.
See,
No,
you
it
don't
intimidates
even
me. No, I don't. I don't do a lot of shit, man. I really don't. Like I got off of Snapchat and my Instagram. I barely use like the story part that like you guys use a lot.
You gotta utilize the stories.
I don't know
bro.
how, man.
That's where. What do you mean you don't know how?
It takes too much time.
You just push add stories.
It's hard. It's like, man, I don't want to do
You
this
gotta.
shit.
In fact, you need to like. What you should do is you should like cut clips of this, like the audio, put it on your story.
That's what Arthur said. Arthur said you need to do clips, and I was like,
You got people love clips, bro.
People do love clips. I'm surprised.
People love clips, and then you just say link in my bio.
It's just crazy because I don't listen to. I don't watch anybody's story. I don't go on Snapchat. I don't do that.
That is the basis of being an entertainer. You have to realize you're not doing this for you.
Yeah, that's it, dude. I'm just making excuses.
You're doing this for the people that call you and be like, yo, I fucking love your podcast.
Dude, one time somebody was like, you need to post on your story more often. And all I did was post a video of me walking my dog and like saying stupid shit.
And people love that shit.
And they were like, it was so funny. And I was like, dude, I was just walking my dog and saying dumb shit. Like it wasn't
I'm
nothing.
telling you, I'm a firm believer in just putting shit out there. If I think of
Content is king.
If I think of something stupid, I'm tweeting it. If I think of something funny to say, I'm saying it on my Instagram story.
Shit.
And then that turns into somebody being like, oh, I like this dude. Because comedy now is a little different. Like it used to be you grind, somebody finds you, you do like a little 30-minute special. People are like, oh shit, you do a set on Letterman or Johnny Carson or whatever the fuck. And then you go tour.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, I have to give people a reason to come see me.
Yeah, sell a ticket.
And so now social media is the thing where that's why these Instagram motherfuckers are
Yeah, man, I hate that shit.
getting
But whatever.
booked for everything.
I'm just a hater.
Even though they can't even do stand-up.
I got real mad when I first came to LA when I was getting put on shows with like a Twitter guy
Yeah,
who had
dude.
no jokes.
I was arguing with a person I know that got popular off Twitter last night, and they're like, I don't really see the point of open mics and blah, blah, blah. I was like, of course you don't. You fucking got all these opportunities because you tweeted a video that went crazy, and now people feel like they know you, they like you. So now you have 50,000 people that would be like, you know what, if she performs on the show, I'm gonna go.
See it.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, yeah, you don't feel like you have to be funny because all these people just think anything you say.
That's why
is
you're not
gonna
a
be
real
funny.
comic.
And
that
is also
emotion
true.
immediately is why I don't respect you.
And so
because you
it's
don't get it. You don't live and die for this like I do.
Here's the thing: they don't get it, but then also I think there's things we need to learn from them as well.
Sure, because they know how to make money.
They know how to make money. They know how to market themselves. And they know how to put themselves
But
out
that's
there.
why I don't like them.
But yeah, but we need to get like them so we can get this money.
No, I would like it to be like the cart before the horse. You know, I want to like be funny, then find a way to market it. Not be good at marketing and then try to figure out how to make it funny.
That is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
you know?
you're doing a great
But
job.
there's a lot of people that have kind of like skipped basically 20 steps.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I
because
don't
they have
want
a
to
bunch of
support that,
followers.
dude. I get it, and like I said, I'm a hater, right? Because if I had thought of it, I would say it was the best idea in the world, right? But I didn't think of it.
Of course, I'm not mad at them.
Sure.
I'm not mad at them.
I'm not mad at them either.
but
I was
also-
mad at the
it's-
booker.
but
I was
it's
mad at the
frust-
producer.
And that's the thing. They didn't book themselves.
Right. I'm not
And
mad
so
at them.
it's-
That guy was funny. I laughed because he was goofy, and
Yeah.
I seen him on TV one time.
Yeah.
It was funny to hear him talk about the time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
but after stage, he's telling me how funny I was, and I was like, I know.
Of course, because I worked, I
Yeah.
put in the work, and so it's frustrating to look at it and be like, damn.
It's empty. It's
And
cool.
it's like it's frustrating to be like, oh, so the only reason I'm not at this level is because I don't have that big of a following.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, but it is also
But it's more than frustrating, and not because I've been doing it a long time, because I've seen a lot of really talented comics not get the respect they deserve.
Same.
Not that you're getting it. It's not it's not your fault. But there was 10 guys that are now like fucking depressed because they never got a chance, and you are, and you don't deserve it.
Because a tweet went viral.
And you're calling yourself a stand-up comedian, which you aren't.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have that
You're an
label,
actor.
and they're not right, and they're not. They didn't really earn it. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's crazy. And social media has kind of changed how this art form goes now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's things the real comedians need to learn, so that way we can utilize that and get back on top. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've learned nothing really because I'm stubborn about like I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to do improv. I'll write. I'll do stand up, but I don't want anybody to write jokes for me, stand up wise.
I feel that. I
don't want to really write jokes for anybody else unless it's like either like a really good friend of mine, like Caesar, you know what I mean? I'll sit down with Caesar and write jokes together. But like, say like, obviously I like money. Hannibal Buress pays me $1,000 a joke. I'm gonna do it. But like, say you love my comedy and you don't really know me, and you're like, hey Albert, I'll give you $100 a joke. I wouldn't want to do it. I might do it, but I would secretly hate it every time one of my jokes worked. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I should have fucking kept that one.
Exactly.
Like Kanye. Exactly. Keep all the good beats for himself.
Right.
But I also think like I shouldn't think like that. I should be like, fuck it, I'll write another joke.
Yeah.
Because I will, but I still like, I think that there's like, the art of it is important to me. So, because I have a job, right? So to me, I can still stay real in the pocket with what I want to say and not say.
Right.
But then I have to deal with people judging me for that.
Yeah. Like
the people that are publicly... People that I know, friends of mine, that are like, well, outwardly call me a hobby comic, like to my face, and I have to understand because they know that I have like a safety net, like where I don't have to do stand up to survive.
I mean, you have a safety net because that's just life, though.
Well, I got lucky.
Yeah,
I got lucky that I invested my time, money, and education in something that has a place year after year, city after city, time and time again.
Of course.
And people love animals and people don't know enough about them. So with me being a teacher and a veterinary technician and stand-up comedy, that combination of me being able to teach somebody something that they want, and it's not like teaching math. You know what I mean? It's not like teaching chemistry.
Right.
I'm teaching people about animals who want to know about animals. And if I'm in a bad mood, I'm really funny. Mm-hmm. I'm funnier if I'm in a bad mood.
That's funny.
And if I'm in a good mood, honestly, if I'm in a good mood, we're just like working. Like I get a lot done when I'm in a good mood. When I'm in a bad mood, what I really want is for you all to shut up.
Yeah.
I really need you guys to not talk to me right now.
Right.
And the students that have personality, which I encourage, say shit and then I say shit back. And that's the jokes, right? They challenge me and I shut them down. And I'm like, and it's genuine. I'm so genuinely in a bad mood that my comebacks are like quick and mean.
It's that roast battle training.
But funny and smart, you know, because they're not used to it. I've just like gotten really used to when you're a minority, myself a Mexican guy, and you are articulate and eloquent in the way you speak, but you don't always show it. You use it when it's necessary.
Of course.
Because I'm teaching a room of people that I know came out of the worst public schools in LA. So for me to like try to talk over them a lot, it's not helping me teach them. I have to like talk at their level.
Yeah.
So when they challenge me, I check them. Like, you're not on my level, dude. Just stop.
I studied this.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's always interesting when you talk to people when like, I've already done what you're doing.
Yes.
And so like, I remember like when I first started and I was like, I definitely was kind of like biting more than I could chew with like the comedy thing. And I definitely thought I was a lot better than I actually was. Okay. But it's because like I had a perspective and I know what I want. Like I was telling somebody, like one of my friends was asking me, well, what kind of jokes were you? Because I tell everybody, like my first year doing comedy, I was horrible. Okay. I was so bad.
It was here.
And it was
open mics.
It was hard. It was like hard to get stage time. I was so bad. But they were like, so what kind of stuff were you making jokes about? I was like, I was talking about the same stuff I talk about now. I had the perspective.
You just didn't know how to word it.
I didn't know how to word it or make it funny yet.
What about your N-word vacation joke?
Man, I haven't done that joke in a while.
That was the funniest shit that you drew that kid in.
Yeah, that's
and you were
that's
like,
a classic. I can't wait to do that on the album.
Step on your joke, but that shit
no, it's fine. Like
dude.
I can't wait to do that on the album.
Dude, that shit
killed me. The poor soul that I choose out of the audience next Saturday
that walks into that trap.
Oh, that because it works every time.
Dude, it sold me because first of all, I knew it wasn't the first time you told it.
No,
by the way that it like fucking worked.
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure how many times you've told it. It seemed like it was newer.
Yeah, I'd probably done it like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, so it was newer.
Yeah.
Okay, but it could have not been. It could have been 10 years old, and I couldn't tell the difference. And I've been doing comedy a long time.
Thank you.
So that's a compliment. Like,
thank you, man.
That was the most awful show, dude. We were outside at a heavy metal like head bashing.
It was so
like,
bad. We were doing
pit,
comedy in a parking lot.
outside in the gravel, It was terrible.
The mic stand had like sandbags on top of it.
And right before us, our opening act was two drunk dudes beating each other up.
They were punching each other. And I was like,
body shots.
I was like, I have to go up after this.
Dude, I was so glad I didn't go first. But then you did such a good job. I was like, man, I think maybe going first was the right move.
Yeah, dude, that was great. It was a taco stand. Back there was a parking lot, and then there was a heavy metal concert going on inside. Definitely not the prime real estate for a comedy
I can't
show.
believe that you guys agreed to do that. I had no idea.
Well, I didn't know what it was. The way Roger made it seem was we were going to be going up on the stage in between the bands.
That's what I thought. Between acts.
And so I was like, oh, all right, cool. I got
Yeah, that's
that.
fun. Crowd work.
Crowd work,
Yeah.
man. And then they were like, oh, yeah, the comedy's out there. And I was like, oh,
oh, where?
Bruh? And then I was like, this is just an amp with a mic plugged into it in a fucking parking lot.
I remember when I started asking that dude in the clown face makeup. I was like asking him questions, and you're like,
weirdo,
Albert,
man.
that's just some drunk dude. He doesn't work here.
Doesn't work here, man. And then
I was asking him permission to do shit. It was just some drunk dude. Some drunk dude who spoke with authority.
Yeah.
But we had no idea what was going on.
no idea. There was no structure. And then it was just like they were so disrespectful to us. We didn't get no free drink. We didn't get no like person to introduce us up. They're like, oh yeah, whatever it's your time. Like
I ended
go
up
up there and grab the
doing
mic
like 8 minutes in a hallway
in front of a vending machine.
Yeah, and it was him, Diana, and another comic watching me. That was it.
It was an open.
No, there was one dude. There was one guy.
It was
There was one guy. It was awful.
It was so bad.
And I was really upset. But at least we had like snuck in liquor or something or what. We had
did.
weed and shit.
We
so
had weed. We snuck in a little liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I was hitting Darren's bottle. Darren fucking all ratchet.
But that was definitely like.
But that was the first time I
never
seen him do comedy, and I was
Yeah,
just
that was
like,
the first time you'd ever seen me.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I see why they like this guy. But the what I really noticed was just that like the audience really liked you, and it was a bunch of like people that you wouldn't have thought would like this guy's comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like, and I'm telling, complete bias, complete like me stereotyping the whole situation that none of us were gonna do well because like
It was weird.
it was me, him, Darren, another black dude, another Karen, that guy, what's his name?
Oh, Sean Karen.
Sean Karen.
Yeah,
He's like half black or something.
yeah, he's half black.
Yeah, and then somebody else, and it was like all white people at this like heavy metal mosh pit.
Heavy
show.
metal.
So I was like, all of us are
audience.
gonna eat dick. That's what I thought.
Right.
That's what I thought. And then it just wasn't like that. And it was only not the jokes. It was your personality. It was your personality.
For sure.
Definitely your personality. And I was like, oh, okay, this is like proper personality for comedy, where you have a perspective and you're trying to like figure out how to get there. You know what I mean? Like, not that I feel like when it's too scripted, it doesn't sound like I love like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle and Patrice O'Neal. They're just talking.
I definitely tried to be. That night I was definitely like, just be loose with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk. We'll see what happens. But you got to have some jokes. Don't be an
Of
idiot.
course.
Don't be dumb.
Of course.
But we do this every time, man. The Pet Peeves Podcast, we talk about pets a little bit and comedy a lot. But the only thing that I care about with the Pet Peeves Podcast is that if people really have pet questions, like just ask me. I promise I could help you. Comedy wise, I probably cannot help you, but you should ask me anyway. I like talking. Come on the podcast. I'm trying to wrap this up. You got anything else you want to plug? Because I got a show Saturday night, Boyle Heights.
When are you dropping this?
Yeah, but this probably won't be out till next week because I recorded with Cena. Do you know Cena Admidson? He does the Saudi Prince on the roast battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he did the last episode, but it's still being edited, so that'll come out, and then this will come out, but this will come out before your show films.
Okay.
So this will be out before the 15th.
I mean, hey, if you out here in LA or you're gonna be out in LA, come out on February 15th to the Scoopty Boopty comedy shows where I'm recording my album. Let me pull up the address really quick. Sorry, I should have had this already pulled up. But yeah, follow me on Instagram like I was saying. But if you're just listening now, pull up to 6544 Mammoth Avenue, Van Nuys, California. We're gonna be getting it rocking. I got 4 really good comedians opening up for me, and then I'm gonna do an hour afterwards. It's gonna be a really fun time. It's gonna be a lot of Hennessy, because I'm black, and that's how we do it. And we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be my 25th birthday, so it's gonna be a wild time. I'm gonna do a little jokes. And if you can't make it, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter, so that way when I drop the album, you'll be able to listen to it and watch it. I got some surprises in there, so check it out.
Yeah, as we talked about before, you have no excuse. You want to hear the album, you'll find it. And we'll put
Please.
all the info in the description. So just look for that. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and Google Podcasts. All around, just Google it. Pet Peeves Podcast, you can find at Twitter at Pet Peeves Pod, on Instagram at Pet Peeves Podcast. You can find me, Albert Escobedo, at Albert M. Escobedo on Twitter, at Albert Escobedo on Instagram. You can find my 1 hour special on YouTube, free to watch, called Don't Judge Me. Hey. And Keith, what do you got?
What do I got?
Yeah. What do you got going on before the 15th of February here in Los Angeles?
15th?
Yeah.
I'll be at the U.S. comedy competition.
Oh yeah, he's doing the
Sal's
is
Comedy
it?
Hole.
It's at Sal's Comedy Hole.
Yeah, on Melrose.
On which day?
On February 10th.
February 10th on Melrose, and it's like West Hollywood. I think it's right by the Improv. Yeah, that's a great show. Come on to that. Support Keith. I got a show, Boyle Heights Comedy Nights, this Saturday. I don't think the show out before that. Anyway, fucking follow me on Instagram. And thank you guys for listening. And let's see if anybody asked any pet questions on Facebook real quick. I doubt it. Oh, wait a minute. Chaz did. Chaz Carter has a animal question for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
Chaz Carter asks, why is Niles Abston such a hoe?
Okay, first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim, nigga. Fuck you. Alright? I hate Chaz Carter. He's supposed to be opening up for me next Saturday. I think I'm gonna just take that nigga off.
Yeah, you might as well. Look at that.
But he's gay, so would that be discrimination?
Probably. You'll probably get in a lot of trouble. You're gonna get Ari Shaffir after that.
Right. Alright, you can stay on the show, nigga.
Alright. Well, shit. We answered your question. We answered the question, yeah, but you didn't answer the question, actually. Why are you such a hoe?
Why am I such a hoe? Because I'm hurt, nigga. I'm hurt.
Because
right?
hurt people hurt people.
These girls be hurting me, man. That's why I'm a hoe.
All right, well, that was one of many not legitimate questions for the podcast. One day somebody will ask real pet questions. All right, thanks everybody for listening. Catch you next time. Thank you for listening.